Today on the Gianni Shah Show, we are going to be talking about beauty and seeing the beauty in everyday life. And I remember the first time that I really started seeing life and everything around me in much more detail is it was probably about 8 years ago. I started into photography, and once I started capturing things, I realized that anytime that I was driving, anytime that I was walking around, that's when I really started to notice like the colors of things. And because like in photography you learn about composition, the rule of thirds, and everything to make it beautiful, but then it was almost like my eyes started capturing beauty in the way that it is. And so that's what we want to focus on talking about today, is being able to see the beauty in everyday life.
Fantastic. So our eyes were completely made for us to see the beauty in the world, but we overuse our eyes for everything. Let's go back to Thanksgiving dinner, and you're seeing this spread of the most amazing food. And what sense are you using to put that food on your plate?
Oh, just your eyes.
Your eyes.
Okay, so that's what you mean by we overuse our eyes.
We overuse our eyes. We overstimulate them. We really get them tired. That's why when so many things are happening, or the brain is needing a rest, you'll want to close your eyes. And it's just like, woo, we're using all of our senses through our eyes. But they were just made to see the beauty of this world and experience beauty. So next time at Thanksgiving dinner, you want to activate your nose and smell the food. What smells are the ones that you want to put on your plate? And activate your lips and your taste buds for the tasting. Like, ooh, I want to experience this taste, not just the visual of everything, and put everything on the plate.
Oh, okay. Well, so overstimulating our eyes too is like screens too much instead of actually being. Okay. Yeah. So actually experiencing things
through all our senses.
Yeah, through all the senses.
But most people will even turn off their nose just because they're smelling through their eyes, seeing the different flowers. They don't bring the senses in through their nose. And having that smell is a very important part of life. So by activating your different senses, even in communicating, we have to look at each other. So we're even using our eyes instead of our ears. So rubbing those ears and activating the ears for listening. Oh, that felt really good right there. So yeah, rub your ears.
Rub your ears.
And this activates listening just with our ears instead of all of that with our eyes. Just rubbing your nose activates the smell, and rubbing the lips activates the taste. So you now have your different senses. We even use our eyes for touch even. It's fascinating.
Okay, so do you think that's why? Okay, hold on. I have to say this. You've seen Runaway Bride. Remember when she's like, this is
holding your ears?
Yeah. Rub the ears, calm down.
Calm down.
Side note. Okay, so is that why people struggle now to see the beauty? Because it's being overstimulated?
Yeah. So then your eyes are focused on smell, listening, tasting, instead of just seeing the beauty. So now you're at a lunch date with your friend, and instead of just seeing the beauty of this time together, you're experiencing all of these senses through your eyes. And oftentimes people will dart around and look all over the place instead of just being
able to be in the present.
In the present.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. Why it's almost like a double-edged sword with social media and seeing things and being behind screens rather than going out and experiencing. Because if you're only looking at something in 2D, this makes so much sense now. When you're only looking at things in 2D, you can't use your other senses.
Yes.
And so that's why. And it's almost like looking at things too long with just your eyes does the opposite effect because it doesn't have the, like, it's not being able to do what they're meant to do. And so is that why you start not being able to see the beauty?
Yeah,
And it's almost like
absolutely.
you're ticked off at what you're seeing.
Because you're using your eyes for everything else except for the beauty of it. Mhm. And
Makes sense.
we'll go back to Runaway Bride, and the reason that they were holding her ears is you have body pressure points everywhere in your ears.
Calm down.
And so when you rub your ears, you're calming your whole body, and then you're able to listen to not just your body, but everything around you.
Yeah.
If you go to a movie and the movie is too loud, the
Mhm.
first thing you want to do is rub your ears so they don't turn off. Because our ears are to listen for any sound to keep us safe. So in a loud movie or dancing even, when the dancing music is too loud, rub your ears so it doesn't turn off. And then you can keep it on and enjoy the loud and not have the damage.
So would you say a way to kind of recalibrate your eyes for just seeing beauty is, okay, so the next time I eat or drink something, like
Yep, take it in the
take
smell.
a whiff of it. That's true.
And activate the different senses instead of just your eyes. Yep.
This looks so much prettier.
I know.
No, but true. Okay, because we have like subconsciously shut off all of our other senses because we're so used to being behind
Just
a 2D
trusting our
and
eyes.
trusting the eyes.
Yep.
Okay, so being able to turn on all the senses. So focusing on saying, okay, I'm going to smell what I'm eating and focusing on the texture and almost like listening as you're chewing to like the texture.
Absolutely. Even touching your food before you eat it
that's
is
true.
very powerful because your cells on the skin are the same all the way down your digestive tract. So touching food is very powerful and it gets the body, then you'll never eat anything too cold or too hot either. And so it's, and it's kind of linked, you've had some energy drains. So now in having this separation of all of the different senses and having your touch be touch and your taste buds be your taste buds, your nose be your nose, or the smelling, using your nose for smells. If people smell good to you, there's a reason for that. If somebody doesn't smell so good to you, it's a warning sign.
Yeah. That is like the most simple thing to be able to shift that I wouldn't have ever thought of that.
Yeah.
So the next time that you are outside in nature or eating something, like, go touch a tree, smell a tree or a flower or anything. Like, now I'm just like, I'm going to go smell my car now.
Well,
smell everything.
The moment you step outside, take in the deep breath and pick 3 different smells that you can smell. That's going to activate that. What are 3 different noises I can hear? And even have your eyes closed for all of that. And it will really help with aliven all of the senses.
Yeah.
And then your eyes get to just see the beauty and it's not overstimulated. You won't have to close your eyes as often or like go, too much information is coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. I need to, so all of that can be cleared just with separating the senses. Letting our eyes see
That's so
the beauty.
cool.
Okay.
That's so cool. Okay, so give this a try. Let us know because I'm going to do it too, and I'll keep my my experience down in the comments because sometimes I feel like I've trained myself to see the beauty, but it's true I don't allow myself to use all the senses. So being able to do that gives your eyes a break in trying to do everything and being able to do what they were created to do.
Okay.
Try it out.